the pregnancy loss stuff is, as a dad, as a man, is it's a weird thing to go through for me, because we had a miscarriage before we had Soma.
Yeah.
So we weren't parents yet. We didn't know what it was like to have a little person running around, whereas you guys have already got two boys.
Two beautiful boys, yeah.
Yeah, and then you had...
Yeah, we had, beginning of the year, we had a pregnancy that we lost, a little girl. Prior to that, I was not against having more kids, but I was really scared because we had a really traumatic birth with our second.
Right.
So there was a
like
a lot of fear around that, because I nearly lost my wife and nearly didn't have Beckham as our second son, who really likes you a lot.
He's a great little dude, man.
And when we fell pregnant, the immense joy that I had, because my conscious mind was telling me, no, but my unconsciously, I deeply wanted to be a dad again, which was such a beautiful thing. So the message I got from that was about how much more love I have to give still, and how much more I want to be a dad again still, which is really cool. So as sad as things can be, having the broader awareness of why and acceptance of things happen for many, many reasons, it helps with the grieving process too, in so many ways. So we get to, yes, there's so much sadness there, but there's so much beautiful messages and joy to it too. And knowing that we're definitely going to be trying again. Obviously Nadine's been in for some surgeries, so we're waiting a little time, though. Yeah, beautiful place to be. And for me to experience that, like you said, it's different. Different for you, different for me, different for everyone. But experiencing that, because there is that societal programming or belief of, it's only hard on the mum or hard on the woman because she's carrying, and then we get told that as men, and we're like, oh yeah, but I shouldn't be upset. I'm just going to hold frame and be here for my partner and not deal with anything. I know how fucking sad it is, and know how upsetting it is. So for me, in a space that I work in, I get to support more men with that now too, which is a beautiful thing, because I have in the past had men come through that have experienced similar things and not grieved properly for that loss. So experiencing that for myself, again, just broadens my knowledge in that area and as well. So it's a really cool experience, knowing how connected we were to, especially to our first one. I held the frame, that masculine frame. We were in Geraldton at the time. We were about to travel somewhere else, and all of a sudden we got rushed into hospital, and Nadine had to go into surgery. So I was like, I had the dog, the kids, the caravan was all in the hospital car park. So had to and got to switch on the masculine frame. And I just got into firstly supporting and helping Nadine feel as safe as possible. And she was great. We had fantastic doctors and things over there. Got the Airbnb, got everything sorted so we could just be safe, knowing at the time that I needed to let myself feel that as well. Though for that first week, I was just like, and I thanked you too, because you reached out and rang, and it was really nice of you to do that. Though I knew that I had to, just for the family, be the man, hold, while still being so fully aware of needing to process and let myself feel it. And it come to a point probably 10 days, 2 weeks later, where I started getting snappy. Little things. Nadine she was recovering. We're in the caravan. We're at Exmouth at the time. And then I sat down because I was starting to lose, my patience was wearing thin on little things that the kids were just doing, and they were just being kids. And then I sat down, I'm like, So I said, sorry to the boys for being a little frustrated with things that I shouldn't have been frustrated with. I'm like, Daddy's just really sad. And then let myself be sad. And it was beautiful. Beckham come up and he's just like, held me like this. He's like, oh, it's okay, Dad. Just.
You had no hope then. It was coming out.
Yeah.
It's coming out.
Yep. And
like, it's happening now.
But I think it's really important too, doing it in front of my boys in particular, because they get to see that that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They saw me in my father frame of
taking care of business,
doing shit done, getting shit done, and then going,
oh, Dad's got feelings too.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's a beautiful lesson right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder I think that maybe if I had been in your shoes, I may have had a similar emotional response to it. I think for me in my position, I actually felt guilty because I didn't feel as much as I thought that I should be feeling.
Yeah. Guilty for not feeling guilty.
Yeah.
Guilty for not feeling sad, which is an unusual feeling to have.
Yeah, because Laurel was going through all the physical and hormonal changes that happens when you're pregnant, and then when we got the news that we were having a miscarriage, she had to physically process that whole thing. She had to go and have the procedure done, and then that's awful in itself. But then emotionally, it was so hard on her.
Yeah.
It was so hard, and I felt really connected to and sad for her. But my relationship to losing our unborn child, I did not feel connected to it, and that made me feel so guilty.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because I even felt a bit like that. No one ever really talks about this, but I did hear a dad talking about this it was in a podcast or a YouTube video. That can happen when you do have a child, and that happened to me. It took a while for me to even feel connected to her, and I felt guilty about that too. And I was dealing with this kind of shame swirl of like, what I was just doing the physical things to take care of her and to take care of my wife and to, managing like, how the fuck do we do this?
Yeah.
We've got a little person here, but I had no connection to her.
Mm.
And I think it was great that I'd been armed with the knowledge from this other dad that I'd seen in this video saying how, just brace yourself, this could happen.
Yeah.
But know that it's not going to be like that forever.
Yeah.
And it happened exactly the way he explained it. He said, for me, as soon as they start to interact, as my baby started to interact with me, then it all just came flooding in, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
As soon as she started to kind of giggle with me and look me in the eyes and have some interaction, I was like, oh wow, this is, oh my God, I've never loved anything like this.
That's a really cool perspective too. Not having experienced children before, and you lost your first one.
Yeah.
And we need to remember that it's in the woman, so they're going to have that immediate connection. And for men, in a lot of ways, especially if you haven't been a father yet, that instant connection, it isn't there. You can be excited. I'm going to have a child. This is going to be cool.
But there's nothing changes for us.
Yeah.
Apart from observing our partner.
Yeah.
And she's going through an insanely huge transformation, physically, hormonally. Your hormones make you feel the way you feel. So she's on a roller coaster. Nothing's changing for me.
Yeah.
So it's
other than learning to help with the emotions.
Learning to get out of the way of the roller coaster when you need to.
Cooked at 12 a.m. That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Sauteed mushrooms, 2 a.m. was
sauteed mushrooms at 2.
With Nadine was with our eldest. I'd wake up and smell, and I'm not a mushroom fan. 2 a.m. she'd be cooking mushrooms in butter and soy, and that was one of many things. Yeah.
One of the. Laurel didn't have any funky cravings. She was just ice cream. She was like, I can't eat anything other than ice cream. She was pretty sick.
Yeah.
But sauteed, I'm down with that. I'd be keen.
There's cherries.
Cherries and mushrooms.
Cherries is just, it was. Every afternoon I'd get like a punnet of cherries on the way home.
Yeah.
Make sure
or you'd be in trouble.
At the time, we were living in Brisbane, and there was a Woolworths on the bottom of our building.
Oh, yeah.
Made things really easy. Yeah.
Yep. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
With a bag of mushrooms.
Shut at 9 p.m. just before about 20:22. I'll be like, do you feel like anything? Or do you think you might feel like anything?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So,
and she's like, no, doesn't matter. I'm going to go get some stuff.
I'll just go get some things so there's some options. So,
sour worms, bag of mushrooms, cherries, ice cream.